This is a simple example of sending transport signals from Ableton or another DAW to Teensy, and the Teensy is going to pick up on whether or not the transport is playing and give us a visual indication of that. In my Teensy code, firstly I'm just initializing an LED variable with pin 13 because that's the pin that our onboard LED is on for our Teensy. In my setup, I'm setting the LED pin as an output, and I'm also creating handles for 3 types of MIDI messages: a start message, a stop message, and a continue message. So this ensures that every time we receive one of these 3 types of messages on the USB bus from Ableton or a different DAW, we then call these 3 functions: my start, my stop, and my continue. In my main loop, I'm reading the USB MIDI input, so we're just reading that bus continuously. So if we've received a new message from live, we can then process that message, and if that message happens to be a start message, a stop message, or a continue message, we can then execute those functions accordingly. Down here, I've got 3 functions labeled my start, my stop, and my continue. Now, because earlier in my setup, I've set these 3 functions by name to be associated, or set them up as handles for my MIDI start message, my MIDI stop message, and my MIDI continue message, I know that every time I receive those types of messages, this function will occur when I receive a start message, this one when I receive a stop message, and this one when I receive a continue message. And so all that I want to have happen is that when I press play on Ableton, the onboard LED for the Teensy lights up. When I press stop on Ableton, the onboard LED turns off. So when I receive a start message from Ableton, I'm setting the LED high, so it's on. When I receive a stop message from Ableton, it's low. And then when I receive a continue message from Ableton, it's high. Let's upload the code and give it a test. In my preferences in Ableton, I've just gone to my MIDI tab, and I'm going to set the output port of my Teensy to sync on. When I press play in the transport, the LED will come on. And when I press stop in the transport, the LED will turn off. Now that the transport is started and we're at a given bar and beat number, if I press play again, that's going to generate a continue message from Ableton to the Teensy. So we're covered for all 3 cases: a start message, a stop message, and a continue message.